All right, how's it going, everybody? Oh, this volume's a little low here, guys. Hold on, let me crank this bad boy to 10. There we go. All right, what's up, everybody? How's it going? I'm exactly on time, guys. Exactly on time. You guys are fucking ahead. You're premature. Listen, what you need to do to work on prematureness is you need to work on your patience. You need to do some meditation, cool water, cold baths, cold showers. It helps so you won't be too premature. But here on Legal Mindset, where we help you be your own judge, we're always on time and completely unbreaded. What's up to everybody in the chat? What's up, Blonde Asian? What's up, Salam, Guy Random, SYD, Kate Wagner, Lynn, Reality of a Virtual World, Vito, Jay, Danielle, Peter, what's up? Chris Rowland, what's up? My brother, RW Bimby, what's up? Who else we got? Ginver, what's up? And let's see what else we got in here. Did I catch everybody? Homie, Clicks, what's up? Jay Liebgott, what's going on, my brother? Good to see everybody in the chat here today. Good to see everybody on the grind, staying up late. Listen, I'm ready to get back into the grind, guys. It's Monday morning here. I know it is Sunday night there. I know it's late, but I'm real. This week is going to be Turbo Grift edition of the Legal Mindset. So just to show you what I'm going to be doing this week, I'm going to be, it is despite the fact that American trials are in the middle of the night for me, this is what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to be doing a pre and post show for every bit of the trial. So I'm going to be doing a show before anybody starts streaming in the morning, because that's my evening. So I'll be on in the morning. I think it'll be about 7 a.m. for you guys. I'll start streaming. Hey, if you're over here in Asia or if you're in Europe, might be a very convenient stream for you. Also, I'll be doing an after stream. I'll also be watching on one of the major channels. I'll probably be on Legal Bites first because I've been a little negligent on getting on her channel. So I'll probably try to jump over there for Monday, and then I'll switch around. But yeah, guys, I'm going to be grinding this week. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be no sleep. This is Amber Heard's cross-examination is going to come up. This is going to be fucking huge. So I'm going to be covering it, breaking it down, clipping it, making sure we get all the juiciest, zestiest pieces. And in addition to that, I'm going to have some of your fan favorites come back here to the show. You're going to have a lot of folks you've seen on before that are going to be collabing with me coming on. A lot of different folks that are available are going to be coming on the pre and post shows. So it should be great. It should be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Vinray says, a wizard is neither late nor premature. They ejaculate exactly where they intend to. Had to misspell that for YouTube reasons. Don't worry, Vinray. I've got you, bro. I've got you. Yeah. So it should be good, guys. This week is going to be pumped. So get hyped for it. I'm going to be covering this writing this pretty much till it ends. I am coming back to the United States next week, though. So if the trial isn't over by late next week, not this week, but next week, I'll be in the U.S. But I will be in Dallas, and I've already confirmed that I think I'm going to be meeting up with a certain Mr. Uncivil Law, so maybe we can dual cover it. That would be really cool. So today, Runkle and Law and Lumber and I think DUI Guy are going to be at the courthouse. I think Christina will be there too, and you guys know I've interviewed Christina before. I may be going live with Runkle and them while they're waiting in line, because literally, spoiler alert, guys, the line to get inside the courtroom is already super long. Allegedly, it's already about 60 people long. So it's insane. So they're literally going to have to stay up. They're going to have to stay up all night, stand in that line. And I know they're there now. Yeah, I know they're there now. Well, Chris, the thing is, Law and Lumber he just texted me. So I know, I got the tweet from 2 seconds ago, to a DM that Law and Lumber had to run home to get his suits, and then they're going to run back. So they're apparently not all in line yet, but they will be soon. They will be soon. Dungus Fun says, come on, man. Come back with those Korean girls. They'll get wiped up real quick. Listen, man. There's a lot of them, right? I'm going to say Asia is very dense, right? This target-rich environment. There's no risk of running out of targets here. And listen, man, I'm a big man. I can take a lot of targets. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, apparently people say around 100 plus. Some people were saying 60. So yeah, it was was kind of big. It was kind of big. Oh, DUI guy was live now. Awesome. Perfect. So he's there. And I know Runkle's there too. So yeah, it should be fun, guys. We'll definitely have some good conversations. So I'm going to jump in with those guys and talk to them in a bit. But first, I need to cover these topics because before we get into anything, before you get into pre-trial, before we get into all that sort of analysis, like just the breakdown testimony, this is a legal mindset. We do not just focus on the scandals that are inside of the courtroom. We look at the ones that are outside of the courtroom that impact the general outcome. So many people and too many people, especially lawyers, they focus just on the law. And they say, oh, well, we only got to look at the objections. Well, sometimes the objections don't fucking matter if you don't have a career after you get out of the courtroom. If Johnny Depp has no career and no potential after he gets out of the courtroom, it doesn't matter whether he wins or loses this case. I'll say that one more time. If Johnny Depp was blacklisted from everything, if Johnny Depp is cut out, it does not matter whether he wins or loses the case. The 50 million, even if he's awarded all 50 million, is nothing compared to having your reputation destroyed, your career destroyed. It's nothing compared to that. You cannot buy back your reputation with any cost. You cannot buy back the trust of individuals, the trust of companies, the trust of, well, just in general, the world. But here's how Johnny Depp has won. And guys, by the way, like Danielle said, if you like this, please make sure you smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much. So Johnny Depp has won big on the corporate side of things. The majority of money that people make, if you think about football stars, Hollywood, they make more money from advertising than they do in their actual productions, from being the representative for a brand. Think about Colin Kaepernick, that grifter. He made more from Nike than he ever made in the NFL. Hands down. Hands down. So you've got to look at what's happening to those people. And Dung is fun is a good point here, just like the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. If Kyle can't go to college and can't get a job and can't do anything, what is it worth that he's innocent? That's why Kyle right now is suing people like Whoopi Goldberg for defamation, because the truth needs to come out there. And people who have come out and said lies in order to damage their reputation should be punished. So, and Amber will, and look, Amber's going to pay, by the way. We're going to get to how Amber takes an L. First, we're going to do the Johnny Depp W, then the Amber L. So let's focus on the Johnny Depp W for now. So here's the huge win that he's taken. So right now, and by the way, Blonde Asian, shout out to Blonde Asian, new member in the chat. Let me just put this on blast here right now. Thank you so much for that. You get access to all the emojis, the Soju emoji, Andrew emoji, Adam emoji, the toilet emoji, the cat girl, the vampire girl. There'll be more in the future too. So welcome to the club. And thank you for your PayPal donation as well earlier. I appreciated that. So we had a campaign to cancel Johnny Depp. And what were they trying to cancel him as? They were trying to cancel him as the representative for Dior Sauvage, right? For the cologne, right? And there's a message, the Sauvage Wild at Heart, right? Was the promotional campaign for Dior Sauvage. And this is an old article, 2020, but they tried to cancel him. And this is the Daily Mail. And they're pretty much saying, hey, look, this is why they're not going to drop wife beater Johnny Depp. Look at this. Look at this. And by the way, they knew they could say wife beater after the Sun trial. These ballless cucks were only able to say wife beater after the Sun trial. So what the Sun trial, all it did was say that, hey, there's enough evidence that under British law, this doesn't count as defamation. So all of a sudden, all of these periodicals suddenly got the balls to call him a wife beater, even though there's never been a criminal conviction, ever. All it is, he lost a proactive defamation suit. That doesn't prove anything. That just says it doesn't meet the barrier for defamation. That doesn't mean he's a proven wife beater. This is the huge difference. This is a misrepresentation. But apparently in the UK, it's not a criminal misrepresentation. That's why we're bringing the case to the United States. Well, Savage was literally pressured by everybody to drop Johnny Depp, and they didn't. They didn't. And guess what happened, guys? Boom. They did not drop him, and the fragrance was sold out. So Johnny Depp, you can see him here in the image, right? He's there in the center of the image. They got him here too. I'm not going to play it because I'll get a copyright notice, but you've got him in the middle here as the image of Savage. To say it was a success and that sales were up is an understatement. It's an understatement. But they stood by him as everybody else was closing doors to him, including Disney. Dior stuck by him. And guess what happened? It sold out in the US and UK. Not only that, guys, but let's go to the financials, right? So this is Christian Dior. This is their financials. They hit records in 2021. Records. Now, look, this isn't all from Savage, right? But their growth, the revenue growth was up 36%. And look what they cite. So they go down and they give a bunch of factors. They say, okay, US and Asia sales were up. Europe was, as Europe is trending a little bit up, but US and Asia rose sharply. But go down here, highlights of 2021, a record year. And what's this right here? Worldwide success of Christian Dior's Savage fragrance. Worldwide success. This is what the woke left is fucking terrified of. They are terrified. They are terrified of people sticking by these people who are falsely accused. And this shows that if you stick by somebody who's falsely accused, not only will you continue to succeed, those woke people, the people who allegedly cared, they don't buy shit. This proves it once and for all. As if you needed to be proven, right? We've been saying this for months, but they don't buy anything. The people that are canceling Johnny Depp on Instagram and on Twitter or TikTok, those people that were canceling him right away based on those bogus claims, they're not buying Savage. And clearly, the justice for Johnny Depp, the people that actually believed in him, and the people that just liked the cologne because it's a good cologne, they still continue to buy the product. So it was a success. They are terrified to know that their cancel culture does not work. And we've seen isolated incidents of this. We see that whenever they try to cancel Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A, every single time they try to cancel them for their anti-LGBTQ++ takes, Chick-fil-A gets a massive revenue boom. Like everybody goes to Chick-fil-A after that, just to support Chick-fil-A and stick the middle finger in the eyes of the woke mafia that doesn't go to Chick-fil-A in the first place. Point is that when brands are sticking by people, they're going to win. And Johnny Depp has won big because of this. And because of this, other companies, and I say this as corporate counsel, as a guy who's been sitting in, I have sat in at the highest level with the CEOs, the marketing teams, and they look at this type of shit and they say, hey, Savage did it. We need to do it too. They back Johnny Depp. Let's ride the justice for Johnny thing. And look, the grift works both ways. Just like the cancel culture, when they see the profit coming in, they see justice for Johnny trending. Oh, we got to get Johnny Depp in here. People will come back to it. That's why this is a massive win. To me, bigger than the courtroom, because both Johnny and the companies that support Johnny will ultimately make more money based on sticking behind him than even they would make in that court case. It's going to pale in comparison to the court case, the profits that Dior is going to see here. So, Yeah. Let me make sure I caught up here in the chat. All right, we're good. And by the way, Will Call Magic, good to see you in the chat. Danielle, good to see you in the chat. And I'd like to say welcome to the most based place on YouTube, 500%. Speaking of which, 555 of you in the chat, please smash that like button. All right, get those likes up. Get those likes up, or else you're a bigot. All right, now, what's up, Salon? Good to see you, brother, in the chat. All right, so next, we have a huge Johnny Depp W there. Huge Johnny Depp W. Now we have an Amber Heard L. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. This one is way more speculative. Now, I know some other people have done some stuff on this one. This is way more speculative, though. This is based on way more allegations, but we're going to talk about it because it's very relevant and important. This is much more rumor. This is much more tea. And I just finished drinking my green tea latte, so I don't have any more tea, right? I've got some soju and some coffee behind me. Tonight's drink of choice, by the way, during the actual trial will be makgeolli. I'll be drinking makgeolli. That'll be really fucking great. I need to get some hangover drinks, though, because I'm going to get hungover as fuck. So anyways, this one is an L for Amber Heard's team. And Dung is Fun says, woke people are too busy paying off their student loan debt. That is facts, guys. That is facts. All right. So the scandal for Amber Heard and the huge loss she's going to take is with David Shane. With David Shane. So who is David Shane? Let's start with that. Let's start with who is David Shane. All right. David Shane is Amber Heard's public relations director. And now he's coming up with accusations of sexual assault. So I'm going to read through this, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about this. So David Shane was hired during the trial after the other PR manager was fired. So David Shane is now accused of sexually abusing women he met through dating apps, specifically Raya, which is an exclusive invite-only dating app. I actually had to look this up because, guys, full confession here, I have probably used every single dating app known to man. If there's a dating app, I've tried to use it, and I can probably rate them in a separate chat. That's a whole separate thing. I've been part of a lot of the invite-only ones initially. I mean, some of them, like the League, for example. I was like one of the first people on the League. The people on the League, which is funny, they always were like, "Oh, go to good schools, attractive, successful," but the looks on the League were not that great on both sides for the men and the women. But that being said. David Shane, he's accused of sexually abusing women he met through dating apps. So on Twitter, screenshots of Facebook messages are circulating that show the women have made their allegations. So women are making allegations that he's a creep. Okay. So a woman claimed he tried to force her after meeting in real life, tried to force her into the sex, right? So the woman who went by the name H, right? And it's kind of ironic, he's representing Amber Heard and the name is H here. So we'll assume it's not Amber, but said that she remembered meeting Shane for dinner at Mr. Chow, a restaurant in Los Angeles. I haven't been there. She claimed that he had been drinking a lot. Well, they're on a date, right? And started to get pretty boring during the 2-hour date. Man, so she's just like negging him right there. So he's drunk and boring. Wow, okay. After the date, she alleges that she needs to return to Shane's condo in West Hollywood, where he suddenly... Why would she need to return to his condo? That's interesting. I need to get some more details there. But he allegedly became aggressive towards her while initiating sex. She claims that Shane insinuated that she owed him because of dinners he paid for while they were gone. After the incident, the woman posted an alert in her Facebook group about online dating experiences. She also claims to have alerted the app through which she met Shane, so she alerted Raya, warning them of a user who potentially put women at risk. By the way, if you guys don't know, if a woman puts an allegation like this to you on a dating app, the dating app pretty much automatically kicks the guy off instantly. They don't verify, they don't check, they don't give you a retort. Like Twitter, for example, they'll just, sorry, not Twitter, Tinder. They'll just kick you off the app. Like men don't have a right of protest. Like if anybody just alleges something, they're kicked off the app, which makes it super easy to cancel men off of dating apps, which happens all the time, right? And then men have to get separate numbers and have to do around new emails, new phones, use a VPN. It's really a pain in the ass. But, there's a will, there's a way, baby. So David Shane engaged a crisis management firm to deal with this press. And now there's new information that's come out that he's trying to bury this. So the allegations, let me show you the guy here too. So this is David Shane, right here on the right, the kind of nerdy guy with the glasses. Here are some of the allegations. So let me try to pop this bad boy open here for you guys. So allegedly, there's a screenshot from the Facebook group, and we're going to go to House and Habits Instagram because this is where a lot of this shit's been going down. So screenshot of the post she shared to the Facebook group. I met this man on the dating app Raya. He took me on 2 dates and tried to take complete advantage of me in his condo in West Hollywood. He basically insinuated that I owed him for the dates he bought me on. When I said no to most of the things he asked me to do, he kicked me out. His name is David Shane. He seems to be someone who does this to a lot of women on the app, right? And I took you to Nobu. I have been to Nobu. And look, I'm going to say one thing real quick. if I took somebody to Nobu, first of all, don't take a woman to a date that you're going to regret, right? So if you're going to feel like you're paying too much for a date and you're going to feel salty about it, just don't go on that date. This is a pro tip to guys, right? Go get one drink, right? That's why drinks are some of the best dates, or coffee, right? Starbucks, right? You can afford $5. You're not going to be salty about it too. It's fucking coffee, right? Go pay $5, go on a coffee date. If you like the girl, then you can go on a more intensive date, but use that to screen out people, right? That's the number one pro tip. Girls and guys, by the way, this works both ways. For girls, if you go on a low investment date like that, not a dinner, right? The guy's not going to feel this way. This is just throwing this out here. But typical beta males do this type of behavior. Just very, very insecure beta males who think they can just beta bucks their way in. They can just pay for the pussy. And that's not how it works. And they find out the hard way, unfortunately. So she took me on a second date, and he was notably, showed me on the second date, he was notably rushing to their dinner, drinking just as heavily, but appeared more agitated, seemed to be in a hurry. After dinner, when she agreed to go back to his Honda in West Hollywood, he became instantly aggressive towards her in initiating sex, insinuating that she owed it to him because of the 2 luxurious dinners he paid for. She said at one point, while they were sitting on the couch, he even grabbed her head and pushed it forcefully down into his lap. When she resisted, he got mad and told her he would just call her a fucking Uber. All right. Well, there you go. There you go. And this is apparently the text messages. Hi, want to play tonight? Who the fuck are you? David. Let's play and I'll Venmo you. Quit texting me. Also, I don't know anyone who can give you blow at 9 p.m. Delete my fucking number, you old ass fuck, bitch. I thought you deleted off Rhea. I thought I got you deleted off Rhea a long time ago. Sexual assault is a real thing. I should have blocked you forever ago. What? That's crazy. Don't play dumb, you fucking idiot. I have no idea why you're texting me. All right. All right. Interesting. So if these are legitimate, it's very, very interesting. So here's the thing, guys. Before I go any further, before I show any of the stories, let me just call this out right now. Let me call this out right now. Be very, very fucking clear here. If this was a regular dude, if this was like you guys, for the guys out there, right? If it was the guys out there or women out there, if this was your brother, your friend, your coworker, right? Who's a guy, think about this. And they were accused of this, I would say the same thing as I would say to most people, which is where's the police report? Has there been a police report filed? What other evidence do we have here? Because, and I got to plug this computer in. I always end up kicking the cord while I'm doing this show. It always happens every single time. But if it was somebody, there you go. Perfect. All right. So, son of a bitch. So this thing always gives me trouble. So if this was any other guy, this was your brother, your friend, your cousin, anybody you know, think of a guy who you know and you don't hate, who's going on dates with women. And they were just accused of doing this. In fact, this is something that Aziz Ansari was accused of. Very controversial, kind of the edge of the Me Too movement, which is, okay, I went on a date with a guy. The guy feels like I owe him sex, right? And he makes the move and you say no. Well, to me, first of all, I'd say, okay, even if that's true, probably not. Now we'd have to go into the exact details. Probably not sexual assault. Probably bad behavior, inappropriate behavior, but probably not sexual assault. If he's just saying, oh, you owe me sex, and you walk out and you leave and he calls you an Uber. That's probably not sexual assault. And I would say, do they deserve to be canceled for that? In most cases, no. You don't deserve to be canceled for that. Can you be called out for that? Sure, absolutely. Go on a private Facebook group, call them out, say they're a piece of shit. That's fine, whatever. That's okay. And I would typically take the guy's side in terms of, hey, they could be lying on this, right? You need it. It's not whether it's a guy or a girl. You need to wait for the proof. And also, if she's alleging sexual assault, there needs to be a police report. There needs to be a police report. Without a police report, how are we supposed to believe this? But here's the problem. This isn't any old guy. This isn't a rando. This is Amber Heard's PR guy. She's literally making the same sort of allegations. So this guy, the duality here, he is on one hand representing Amber Heard, saying that she has legitimate claims of sexual assault. And on the other hand, fighting off and saying these are illegitimate. Well, you can't have it both ways. Either both of them are sus because there's no police report, or both, or hashtag believe all women, you got to believe both of them. You can't have it both ways. And once again, this always happens, and I love Solon saying, it happens to the feminist allies. It always happens to the feminist allies. They're the ones who get exposed as the beta male creeps. They're the orbiters. The people that are sitting there going, you go, girl. Yeah, you get him. Yeah, I'll wear that pink pussy hat with you. Secretly, they're wishing they could hit. Secretly, they're the guys. See, and the reason why I believe this is more credible is the type of person who would back Amber Heard is a type of sexually frustrated twerp who would do something exactly like this. I think it's more credible of a claim because it's David Shane, because it's Team Heard. Only a moralist, spineless twat would represent somebody who's clearly lying like Amber Heard and then would turn around and do something like this, because we know that people who follow those lies are all liars themselves. This is why I think this is a massive L for Heard's team. You hire your PR guy and then the PR guy gets bad PR. It's not looking good. Dear Dana is told right. He was a nerd in high school and couldn't hit it. That's exactly right. It's the nerds who never grew up who thought, hey, the secret is to pay for the pussy. I'm just going to pay for the pussy and that's going to be it. And they never learned how to talk to women, right? They never learned how to just go on a normal date, how to just have a regular conversation, how to organically get a woman interested in them instead of transactionally get a woman interested in them. Totally different skill. Let's go to some of the stories. So this is just some of the IG stories. So guys, if you want to follow this, this is House and Habit. So I'm going to show you some of the IG stories. Now, mind you, these are just IG stories, right? The credibility could be non-existent here. But I just want to show you these as an illustration. So House and Habit is posting this information about David Shane. Would you delete your entire online footprint based on one IG story detailing an incident you claim to be a lie? No, I probably wouldn't. That's a good point, right? Or is the reaction of someone who's rightfully scared reeling because they know this one lie comes attached with many other worse lies floating around LA? Well, there you go. They might play a dirty game, but we've got our own devoted online investigators and legal heads leading our path forward. That's the crazy thing, guys. The thing about this Amber Heard trial, which has been great, is that people, and this is just her talking about David Shane here, and whether or not he's going to be in court today. So, guys, today I'm going to be on the lookout, and you guys too. Let me know in the chat. Let me know on my pre-show, in my post-show. Well, not in the pre-show because we won't know, but the post-show. Let me know if you've seen David Shane. I want to get those David Shane alerts. You've seen what he looks like, the little twerp with the glasses. If he's in court today, I think it's going to be a bad look, a real bad look. So I don't think he's going to be in court today. And I'm just going to go past to find some of these other ones here. So essentially, there was a person who came by and served this source H. So the source H is the woman who made the allegations, who reported him to Rhea. So apparently an unknown man came and banged at the door, and the husband answered the door and served him an envelope and informed that he knew the cars and who they belonged to, blah, blah, blah. And it was a notice. And apparently the notice was a cease and desist based on the false allegations of sexual assault against Mr. Shane. So they essentially said that, hey, these are defamatory statements, and they threatened to sue H, the woman, with defamation. Amber Heard's team, David Shane, is threatening defamation. It's hilarious. So we reviewed your anonymous allegations on the Instagram account of fervent Johnny Depp fan and mommy blogger Jessica Reed Krause, House and Habit. As you know, Krause has fanatically defended Johnny Depp against allegations of assault, which she contacted her after recognizing Mr. Shane on television, observing his client and Ms. Heard's trial. The original post by you from December 2018, which was republished by Mrs. Krause, was posted to a Facebook group dedicated to warning women about bad dates. Your post basically accuses Mr. Shane of being a crappy and ungentlemanly date. At worst, he is accused of being boorish, but there is no mention whatsoever of sexual assault. I met this man on the dating app Rhea. He took me out for 2 dates and tried to take complete advantage of me in his condo in West Hollywood. He basically insinuated I owed him for the dates he brought me on. When I said no to most of the things he asked me to do, he kicked me out. His name is David Shane. He seems to be someone who does this to a lot of women on the app. Once again, if this was anybody but David Shane, I would be like, this is, this is too far. This is, we're taking this too far. But it's David Shane. He's literally defending Amber Heard. Once again, Mr. Shane's reputation will be irrevocably damaged by your false allegations of sexual assault and soliciting drugs and sex. He sees no alternative but to sue you for defamation. Mr. Shane is confident he will prevail given your change in your story once you recognized him during Depp versus Heard. This is so hilarious. So he's worried about allegations of sexual assault, drugs, and sex. Wow, isn't that something that Johnny Depp is now accused of? Isn't that a little too close to comfort? It is also difficult to imagine that a woman who took the time to contact Raya, the dating app, to complain about Mr. Shane, did not take the time to file a police report if she was sexually assaulted. Literally, this is a statement in the cease and desist. Think about this. This describes Amber Heard. Amber Heard took the time to talk to periodicals, took the time to talk to The Sun, The Washington Post, but she never took the time to file a fucking police report. I'm calling bullshit. We cannot believe that outright. We can say, oh, it's an allegation. It's a he said, she said. You have not filed a police report. Show me the evidence. Show me the proof. Where's the due process that everyone is due, man and woman? Everybody's due process here. So it's hilarious that they have that allegation there. So if you want to check that out, that is House in Habit. So yeah. So essentially the text before where he says, do you want to play? Talking about Coke. Essentially she interpreted that as asking for Coke. But look, it's LA. It's LA. They're all doing Coke. Come on, guys. They're all doing Coke. I mean, that's just something we got to accept. Telltale sign, if you go for a coffee day, she says you want to come to my place, you're good. It happened to me many times. Yeah, that's much different, right? That's much different. So like if a girl invites you to her place or, she's inviting you over, that's much different than if you're trying to tell her to come over, especially on the second or third date. I mean, guys, the 3-date rule is pretty good in America. I mean, I shout out to the 3-date rule. 3's in the chat for the 3-date rule. I think that, look, by the 3rd date, it's kind of like fish or cut bait in America. That's been the standard, the gold standard. I think, I know by the 3rd date whether or not I like somebody, whether or not I like that. And if they're somebody who's on that level, because look, if you're interested in having sex, by the 3rd date, you should be going down that road, right? I mean, you should be crossing some sort of basis by date number 3. If you like the person, if you don't like the person, then you should kind of move on in America. I mean, I think that's a pretty solid rule. I think most people kind of can stick by that. Of course, you can vary it a little bit depending on the person, but I think it's a pretty solid rule. And, you should always try to exclude people that you think aren't on your same level. If they're just trying to grift you or they're just trying to not be on your same level, get rid of them. Some people have a high libido. Some people have a low libido. That goes for men and women. I know women that have a higher libido than me, by the way. I've met many women that have a higher libido than me, which is scary, but possible. Jay Liebgott says, did you see the Open the Books report about the NIH? The NIH receiving royalties to pharma. I will need to look at that, Jay. I will need to look at that because that's going to be a big one. That would be a big one for sure. Another big one what I have here is a study that I got sent, which is going to kind of reveal why Amber Heard is losing credibility at large, why she's losing a lot of credibility. And I'm seeing a lot of 3s in the chat here. Blondation says 2.5. I like that. 2.5 date rule, right? Because I like that. Because see, the thing is, if the second date goes well, like if the second date goes really well, like it's a green light, right? But sometimes it's in a middle road, so you'll go to 3, you'll kick it over to 3, or maybe they just want to appear proper to kick it to 3. Okay, we're fine on that, right? We can live with that. But I think everyone's here. Filthy Casual says 2, 3. Jamie says 1 day in the UK. Oh man, you got me thinking about the UK now, Jamie. 1 day in the UK. Yeah. So yeah, it depends. Some people say depends, but I think a lot of people are on board with 3. So with the German 3, yes, the German 3. All right, guys. So let's jump over to this study about why people aren't trusting Amber Heard. So there was this study. Shout out to my boy Max Mura, who sent me this one here, which is a study from Frontiers. This is Frontiers in Psychology. And this is the damaging effect of crocodile tears for the crier's image. So essentially, crocodile tears, if you don't know, maybe that's an American expression. So let me just translate it for you people, despite the fact that a lot of these studies are coming from outside the United States, but that's neither here nor there. Crocodile tears are essentially fake tears, right? So they're essentially tears that don't exist. They're kind of fake tears. You're faking it. You're forcing it. That's a crocodile tear. Or when you're dry, right? You got nothing on you. You're just pretending to cry, like Amber Heard. Whoa, no, oh my God, no. you know when it's fake. So emotional tears, this talks about emotional tears are uniquely human and play an essential role in communications of distress. So several studies have shown that individuals are more willing to offer emotional support and help a person in tears. Now, there's a separate study on this, but specifically, if a man sees a woman crying or a baby crying or an infant crying, infants crying affect everybody, right? But if a man sees a woman crying, they're very motivated by that to try to, help them out, save them. It's just that Captain Save-A-Ho instinct that we got buried in us evolutionarily. So tearful individuals are regarded as more reliable and honest. Why is this important? Because in the courtroom, if you're crying, you're regarded as more reliable and honest. But it's got to be genuine. That's what they studied here. So they were looking at whether or not people can reliably distinguish between genuine and fake crying and what the consequences are for further evaluation of the crier. So there were a total of 202 participants, 73 men, 129 women. And they were exposed to brief clips of genuine and fake crying adults and asked to assess the criers. So, guys, I've said this very often. And I think that ladies in the chat, I love you, ladies. I love you. But you get so offended whenever I say, a lot of ladies get offended when I say men and women aren't equal, right? We're not equal. Not even close. Not equal at all. We're complementary. We have different sets of skills. Dudes tend to, right? Not every guy, right? There's some super strong women who can lift more than I can. But if you take an average woman who's of my size, weight, and the same amount that I go to the gym, I'm going to be able to lift more than her. That's just a fact, right? Same type of person, right? The strongest man versus the strongest woman. Strongest man will be able to lift more. That's just a fact. That's not even in dispute. That's a fact. And some people get mad at, oh my God, that's so horrible. You're sexist, blah, blah, blah. No, because women have other advantages. And what's one that this study shows? Women are better at identifying fake and genuine crying. Women are natural lie detectors. They are better at detecting subconscious movements, particularly facial movements, facial gestures, and to be able to tell whether somebody is lying or not lying. And because women are better at detecting facial gestures, because they're better at knowing whether people are lying or not lying, well, they can call bullshit. So when they see a woman who's fake crying, they're better able to call that out. And it was significant. The difference was significant. To look at the stats here, here's a total sample. So in terms of men to women here. So total sample. The majority of people were able to tell when they were fake. So actual tears fake, perceived tears fake. So when they guessed it was fake, it was actually fake. The majority were able to tell that fake tears are fake, and real tears, see real and genuine, 501. So the majority were able to tell, but the gender difference is huge. Look at the men. Men were like dead equal in telling whether they're fake or genuine, right? So men we're a coin flip. Right? We were able to tell a little bit better about real tears and call them genuine. But really, we're not looking good for calling out fakers. Women, on the other hand, were able to call the spade the spade. Women, on the other hand, they were able to very accurately separate genuine from fake. Big gender difference. Shout out to the ladies out there. And what does this do? Well, criers qualified as pretenders, so people who were faking it, like Amber Heard, are perceived as significantly more manipulative, less reliable, less warm, and less competent. Respondents felt less connected with perceived pretenders, who were less welcome as friends, colleagues, neighbors, and babysitters, and they were less qualified for reliable positions. So they were less reliable for judges, teachers, police officers, scientists, physicians, but they were still okay to be bankers, CEOs, journalists, salesmen, and politicians, which are perceived as dishonest, which I thought was funny, which I think is funny. So for Amber Turd here, people are willing to look at her and say she's faking it and see it, especially women. That's why shout out to the ladies in the chat. I've seen an explosion in ladies in the chat. Oh, 1,735 of you in the chat right now. You ladies are finding it. The ladies watching this trial are finding it and are calling her shit out. You see it all over social media. Justice for Johnny is not just a men's rights thing. It isn't a bunch of dudes. It's women. In fact, it's led by women now because they see Amber Heard's bullshit. She's not even doing it good. Yeah, exactly. When men can tell, you know it's real bad, right? That's a good point. And by the way, this is based on biological gender, not declared gender. Let's just be clear. That study was based on that. Venray says, depending on your goals with dates, date number 3 is the ultimatum step. Got to make sure you're not just spinning your wheels. Yeah, I agree. If you're on a third date with somebody, like you need to figure it's fish or cut bait, right? It's go one way or another, right? Go your separate ways and find somebody who's better or not. Dungus Fun says, I can never say that every day was successful. The more successful date I was when I was in shape, the less successful for date I was out of shape. Yeah, that's very true. So if you're more in shape, that's just going to be great. He's saying the times I was never invited to replace the times when I was out of shape and had no drive. That's very true. So your confidence is going to be down and your perceived physicality is going to be down, right? So yeah, who's going to want to get down with somebody who's more out of shape? If you're more in shape, you're going to do better. Guys, a little diet and exercise goes a long way, but frankly, guys, even just a moderate diet in the US, like a regular food diet, like a real food diet, is going to do great for you guys. You don't need to go crazy. You don't need to be a gym rat. You don't need to be in every day. Just a little bit, guys. Seriously. When I come back to the US and I'm flying back in 2 weeks again, not actually next week, I'll be flying back late next week. It's sad how bad it is. Just a little bit and you can stand out from the crowd. I'm telling you. So, guys, this is why Amber Heard's team is taking a huge L here. So let's just recap real quick. So we've got Johnny Depp with Savage, with Dior, standing by him and making a ton of money. You've got David Shane, the woke PR guy who represents Amber Heard, who was swapped in mid-trial. She made a conscious decision to fire these other people and hire David Shane. And this is amidst the fact, like when it's happening, actively, these assault allegations came forward. So she's hiring him and she's retaining him despite knowing this, despite knowing that he's accused of sexual assault. That happens during the trial. And the hypocrisy gets ratcheted up to 9,000. And people are seeing that Amber's a liar. And she's about to be called out on cross, guys. Watch for the crocodile tears on cross. Watch for the faking it on cross. And trust me, guys, in my post show, when I'm going to be doing a post show every single day this week. We are going to go through the footage. We're going to watch it. We're going to cross it out. We're going to dot the T's. We're going to see where she's faking it and call her ass out. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be fantastic. And of course, there's going to be a lot of people visiting, a lot of people coming onto my stream and giving their opinions on this as well. Paulina says, what if I went out with you and I liked you and you liked me, but I'm not into having sex? Would you dump me? I'm Brazilian. I don't know the rule here before going to bed with somebody. Oh, it's a good, thank you, Paulina, for the real. So let me explain. So if we like each other, it depends where we're at. Like, this is the thing. It's all about one-on-one scenario, right? So if a girl like you, Paulina, let's say you're like, oh, I'm really, I can tell you're a conservative girl, you're a nice girl. And let's say we have chemistry, right? So chemistry is different. So let's say we have chemistry. Let's say we're having a lot of physical chemistry. Let's say we're like holding hands, we're touching each other. Let's say you're initiating contact with me, right? So you're touching me, right? Like you're putting your hand around me, grabbing my arm, right? Let me put this down here so you can see. You're like grabbing my arm, you're holding my hand. There's some physical contact. I can tell we have chemistry, right? That's a normal person can say, oh yeah, these are signs that we have chemistry. Okay, great, right? And you say, hey, look, I'm a little reluctant. I want to go slow, but you're making progress. You're on a vector, right? You're on a vector that's increasing, right? Your relationship is building. It's going somewhere. That's different than this. That's one scenario, right? Where you're physical somebody, there's no hard, fast rule. I say the 3-date rule is pretty good because by the 3rd date in the United States, let me be very clear, in the United States, that's the rule. Generally, 3rd date, where are you at, right? I mean, look, if I'm on a date and I'm with a girl and we're, making out by the 3rd date and, there's a lot of touching and it's a very physical relationship, that might be something I say, okay, even if she doesn't want to have sex this day, it's going to happen. Like it's really going to happen. I can see she's into me. I can tell she's super into me, but she just wants to wait maybe 1 or 2 extra dates. Okay, cool, right? Maybe that's fine. But if it's the opposite, see, here's what happens, especially in LA. You get these gold diggers, and I'm from Miami. I'll just put it in a Miami context. The girl's like, I want to go to Komodo. I want to go to Prime 112. I want to go to, I want to go to Sugar, right? I want to go to all the nicest places in Miami, the best spots. I want to go to Joe's. I want to go everywhere. I just going out every night, going to all the clubs. I want to go live, every single night. Story, buy a bottle for me, daddy. But she's not even touching you. She's not interested in you. She's stone cold. She just is getting you to buy her shit without any relationship there. There's no chemistry. There's no nothing. That's bad. You don't want that. That's horrible. That's the situation I don't want people to get in. And a lot of people, especially in big cities, they get in these situations. They pay all this money. You're in New York, take the girl out to Mr. Purple or some exclusive club, right? You put all this effort into it. You spend thousands of dollars, and then she just walks off. And by the way, I know girls, and they're friends with me in Miami. I know these girls that openly admit to fleecing guys. They're like, oh yeah, these simps came into town and we talked to them and we got free bottles on them. We just walked away. And these girls will have boyfriends and they'll do that. Here's the thing. These girls will have boyfriends and they'll do that. So they'll come and flirt with guys, get free drinks, get free food, and leave. And these guys get butthurt like David Shane did. They get butthurt because they don't understand the game. They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand the exchange here. So it's really a crazy world. But thanks, Paulina. It's a good thing. I wouldn't necessarily dump somebody just because they don't hit the 3rd date rule on the dot. I think that's a little crazy. But it's a case-by-case basis, baby. All right. Seems Amber Heard was looking for a PR manager who really understood her position and could lie better than her. Sadly, she ordered her PR manager off Wish. Oh, man. It was horrible. All right. So I've dated 2 women in my life that tried to destroy it. There's no lawyer, no trial. They try to get my family and coworkers. It happens. And look, if there's just allegations, you can get canceled nowadays, right? You can get canceled nowadays just based on allegations. That's the problem here. That's the inherent problem with Amber Heard, is that you're seeing an era where men are getting canceled just based on simple allegations, which is not fair. Not fair to anybody. All right, let me go down here. Guys, by the way, if you like this, make sure you smash the like button. 2,482 of you in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Hope you guys are enjoying this little talk here. Little talk now. I love you guys in the chat. You guys are hilarious. I have not heard the Simp song. If you guys have anything to send to me, you can always send it to my Twitter. Twitter is the best place. The Legal Mindset on Twitter. Best place to send me anything. All right, guys. So that being said, look, I'm going to go jump on with Ian Runkle and with a lot of those other folks there, Law and Lumber. I'm going to jump on with them for a little bit. I'm going to be taking a nap and sleeping and then staying up all night with you guys. Whatever drink of choice you want for me to drink tonight, I got Makali, but if you want anything else, drop it in the chat, drop it in a comment. I will definitely be drinking tonight. It'll be pretty amazing. I'm also going to try to have some special stuff for you guys tonight. We'll see what I can do, but I've got some projects so that I can make it really interesting during the streams tonight. Oh, Paulina says, if you're from Miami, you're basically Brazilian. Yes, obrigada. Now I get what you're saying. And yeah, I've met girls who would get beat up by a guy until she could move on to another. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much, Paulina. I mean, that's a bridge too far to have to wait to get beat up by a dude. But yes. Another thing that came out, let me brought this too. This is a rumor, but the rumor is that Amber Heard has been dropped by Disney. The rumor is that she's been dropped by Disney. Now, I have not seen that confirmed so far. But to me, it seems like Amber Heard is too hot for Disney. So I would certainly believe that might be true. That it might be true. So we'll wait and we'll see for confirmation on that. Guys, that being said, take care. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, I will be doing a pre-show before the trial and a post-show after the trial. So jump in, check that out. I'm going to have tons of special guests. It's going to be great coverage. It's not going to overlap with anybody because I'm doing it at different times. So stay tuned, stick in, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.